So this is for Monday.
Because we pre-recorded that one, so it's better when we could just do Monday through Thursday and without all those pre-recording stuff, but sometimes people gotta go out of town, me, him, the parents.
Yep.
Yes. Good morning, good morning.
Hey, hey.
It's Monday morning.
Monday.
Oh,
Another week.
The weekend. We have brought back a special guest. He was here with us last week.
Yep.
His name is Jarvis Talley.
Hey.
And he has done so many different things. He's a poet,
Jarvis Talley.
author, radio personality. And you know what? We had so much fun with him last week that we had him come back.
Jarvis, do you know how many inboxes and messages I got after you did that poem on Friday? It was,
You don't know.
oh my goodness.
Jarvis Talley.
Would you please contact, would you please,
Jarvis-Talley is who
could
you
you
need
please
to
contact him, please?
Contact him.
Stop calling me,
Contact
talking
him.
about who is that on your show. You saw him. He said his name 4 times.
Right.
Jarvis
we
Talley.
said it also.
Okay.
You know how many grandmas I have in wheelchairs on the front row of the stage?
My mama called me behind that because she was in the chat room. My mama called me. She was like, what was that y'all was doing? I was like, why aren't you listening to my show? Should you be in the bed doing something, knitting or something?
Right. My mom checks in. But the good thing about it, like my mom, she'll check in and be like, hello. And then when I call her, I'll be like, and then I'll tell her about the show, different things. I'm like, when this happened, and she'll know none of them. And I'll be like, Mom, do you just be checking in for? She said, I check in, I listen to as much as I can, throw up a hello and keep it going. So your parents watch the whole show?
My mom was in there the whole time. And then like she put like the
It centers what we
she
can
put
say.
like the surprise. She put the little surprise face with the eyes got big when he was doing the poem on Friday.
Oh,
And it
your
was
mom
kinda
saw it?
Oh, she saw it. She saw the whole thing. She was like, what? I was like,
Mama was at home with her eyes closed.
Mama, I was like, you got to look. We do adult topics.
What did Joy say? What did Joy say?
Joy was like,
I have my eyes closed, Joy. You know it.
Joy was like, yeah. She said she had your eyes closed. Joy said, she said he's freaky.
Was all stimulating?
She's like, he's freaky. I like him.
All stimulated over here. All right,
It was
guys.
hilarious.
Let's
But that was
get
a
into
great show. That was a great show.
Great
That's what we had to
show.
have back. That's why we had to bring it back.
We're gonna keep bringing Jarvis back too. We're gonna keep bringing him back.
Valentine's Day. We need to have Jarvis back right before Valentine's Day. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. We might need to do that. What you doing on the 13th of February?
What
Day
you doing
before.
on the 13th?
I'm telling you, oh my God, we love to have to bring him back.
Yes, yes.
But now we're going to jump into our celeb news, guys.
Okay.
It's off the hook. Do people still say off the hook no more? People don't.
No, they
I'm
don't.
showing
But
my
it's all
age.
good. You can
I'm
say
showing
that.
my
You
age.
can
What do they
say
say
that.
now?
You can say
They don't
that.
say it's tight
You can
either.
say
They used to say it's lit, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Greg
Our news
Pedia,
is
what's
lit.
hot right now? Greg
It's
Pedia.
lit. It's lit. They don't say off the hook.
It's litty.
It's
Okay.
litty. It's not off the hook no more.
No,
It's not
off the chain,
It's
off the
not
hook.
tight no
Lit.
more.
It ain't tight no more. That's the 90s.
All right. That tells
It's
y'all my age.
lit.
It's litty. Is
It's-
that what you
it's
said?
litty.
Litty.
Yeah, it's litty.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
about to. All right, guys. Do you remember a couple years ago when Steve Harvey moved his radio station to LA?
Yep.
And a lot of his employees were real upset with him because he didn't take any of them to California.
Right.
So they were mad. They felt, they felt a certain way about it. And I'm here to tell you that the show, has been going on, but now it is canceled.
Ooh.
Steve Harvey is no more. There's no more Steve Harvey in Atlanta. In LA. They're replacing it with Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
The American Idol, yeah. Okay, so this is what NBC says. They says Kelly's show will launch this fall and will take over Steve's spot.
Right.
And, you know, he's had 7 seasons there. How long?
That's a good run.
Yeah,
I mean, 7 seasons in television, that's a good run.
He's had 7
That's a good
seasons
run.
there. And NBC says Kelly's show is going to be fun, energetic. It's going to break tradition. Each show will feature stories, celebrity guests. That's a guest celebrity guest, Lord.
Yeah.
Each show will. I'm still thinking about your poem from last week. All right. Each show will feature stories, celebrity guests, surprises, humor, and music. So she's going to kind of get there and do some non-traditional things. NBC says they are excited about the show, and they think she's very warm and funny, and she interacts well with her fans. She's very meaningful.
Okay.
Okay, but let me ask you all this. Okay, so NBC, so them Chicago people, I bet you they like, you know, they like feeling a certain way. Yeah, you're here for it.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you all, does it have anything to do with Trump and his support for Trump?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's what people on social media are saying. But go ahead.
I've done, I did Steve Harvey TV 3 times. And each time the producers were there were very cutthroat. There's a very young production staff.
Right.
It's very young.
In his LA show or his Chicago show?
It's actually filmed in the NBC studios in Chicago. So all 3 times that I did it was filmed in Chicago.
Okay, before he left. Okay.
I don't know how soon he left because as far as I know, it was filmed at NBC studios in Chicago. That was up to 2 years ago, unless it moved after.
Yeah, and his whole staff, they were mad because they were like, "You're not taking us with you." And so,
why would you? And just from a corporate standpoint, it makes absolutely no sense to pay relocation for staff members that you've got plenty of people in LA that could do the same thing.
Right.
You got producers and grips and cameramen and all that stuff that are located in LA that you don't have to spend all this money relocating them from Chicago to LA. That makes no sense. So they get all of their feelings. Kiki, find you another job. Put on your resume and find you another job. But you're not getting relocated.
But
you know,
you know what I compared it to though? Do you remember when Oprah was just getting started and she was taking over daytime TV?
Yeah.
But she started, her age just started showing a little bit, and they came up with this new chick called Ricki Lake.
Yeah.
And Ricki Lake
I used to love Ricki Lake.
She took over daytime TV.
She used to do DNA tests and everything.
Right. So I think NBC is smart. When he decided to go cool with the gray, and it, you know, it's all right. You know what I mean? If you want to be gray, be gray, be gray. You know what I mean?
What's that mean?
You didn't see his beard.
Gray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his beard.
I didn't know.
Yeah, his beard is full gray on TV. And I was like, when he does that, he's got to be careful because they want an image.
Right.
And they have a whole demographic.
Television.
They have a whole demographic that's already in place. You know what I mean? That's planned and for the generations to come. So I think Kelly Clarkson was already in the works.
She had actually, from what I understand, had started telling people, you know, a little bit earlier that she was going to have her own show, but just not saying where it was going to be.
Right.
So I don't know when Steve Harvey found out, but yeah, his show is canceled. And a lot of people in the chat rooms, they're saying, oh, it's karma because you left your staff and then got a whole new staff. The staff been riding with you. And then they turned around and said, oh, it's Trump's fault. It's your relationship with Trump. When you went out there and got with Trump, that's when, you know, you start losing the black people. That's just what people were saying. And I mean, I'm in every chat room. I've been reading everything just so I can know. So they're saying Trump was a major factor, that he was so friendly with Trump. A lot of people are toned off. You know, you guys don't think so?
I don't think so. I think
I'm just here to report the news. I don't know.
In entertainment, and I'm gonna lump sports in this as well. You rather be ahead too early in terms of firing somebody than too late.
Right.
And have somebody on that's not resonating with an audience, it's not, and you say, oh, well, he was so good before, he can do it again. Same thing in sports. You don't want a player that's past their prime, but you're paying them all this money and they can't deliver. So they may have been early, he may still be popular, but they're like, they rather move on from him before it starts to go down. So he'll still
have his radio show.
Yeah, his radio show.
And everybody's talking about, what's his wife's name? Majorie or
Which one? This is the third one, right? This is
the last one.
Right. But he telling me about a relationship.
Today. You petty.
Oh no, I wasn't petty Friday. We was doing the love thing on Friday. Today I'm getting it in. Okay.
All right, guys.
You can't tell me nothing about no relationship, Steve.
Everybody.
I've been in one.
But I like Steve Harvey because I want Steve Harvey Harvey and give me my own show. Look, hey Uncle, hey what was his nephew Tommy. He got us in our info. Hey Steve Harvey, your daughters went to school where I went to school. I'm also a Ohio State alum. Look at me, don't look at him because he gonna miss this opportunity.
They gonna pull my cap out, pull my super patty cake out.
Oh,
Start
Lord.
flying around this room right quick.
Okay, so you guys, in the chat room, if you could tell us whether you think Trump had anything to do with it, his support of Trump, or how you felt about him picking up and getting a new staff when he went out to LA. If you could tell us how you feel about that in the chat room, we would love it. So I'm going to go to our next topic. Columbus Short has another warrant out for his arrest.
What?
I mean,
I thought he was still in jail. He got out.
right, okay, so he's in trouble again. Look, he failed to show up at court at it was a divorce proceeding, right? He didn't show up there,
Right.
but this is his second time he didn't show up for the proceedings.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, okay, if you don't show up once, how you don't show up again? Like, so the judge had to enter, had to do another warrant. And so, what you want to say, Ellis? I see you.
Nah, I'm just like Columbus Short. I mean, why can't he get out his own way? Like, it's like, just show up to court. It's a divorce proceeding. It wasn't a criminal case.
So
It's just divorce.
So I'm about to tell you, I'm about to answer your question. This judgment point, like the reason for this hearing was to grill him about his finances.
He ain't gonna answer that.
Right. So that's your answer.
You better get that Chris Brown attorney.
Right, because Chris Brown attorney,
Chris Brown.
$2,500 a month. That's
$2,500 a month. This man making $5 million a year. He only got to pay $2,500 a month.
Right, Chris
He
Brown.
got to wrote that check at the end of the court proceeding. How much is that?
I would have been in Food Depot like that.
Oh my God! In Columbus Short, he way back, well, not way back, but not too long ago, he did go to jail. It was for 34 days, and it was for allegedly beating his wife.
Okay.
Remember, it was that domestic violence thing.
Yeah.
So he served 34 days of a year-long sentence. How do you all feel about that?
I think anybody that abuses their spouse needs to go to jail.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't have to put your hands on somebody. I mean, they can make you mad. I've been mad.
Why
I've been
do they let
violent
them
mad.
out?
But I'm not about to put my
Right.
hands on you.
Yeah, I think it does.
Can
more
I ask
damage
you
for them to get
guys,
away with it.
like,
That's a violation.
are you? How do you guys feel about him it being reduced to 34 days instead of?
I think
4
domestic
years?
violence needs to have stiffer penalties in
Right.
order, because we're sending the wrong message to women that this man can beat you and only spend 34 days in jail.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Right, and get a year sentence where you like, okay, he's gonna be locked up. for a
And those
year.
scars might last forever.
Right.
That mental image of the person that you used to love putting their hands on you,
Yeah.
that's gonna last forever. And then they're only gonna get 34
Have
days.
you guys known anybody
now.
that's ever been through domestic violence?
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Oh, really? And it's sad that y'all just said like of course, like, you know what I'm saying? It's sad that we're living that type of world where it's like,
Oh yeah.
of course, you know.
Full disclosure, I lived it.
Mm-hmm. I pulled my
Wow.
blinders off.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
was.
I lived it. I mean,
yeah.
as a child growing up, I lived it. So
Well, no.
It's not. I mean, and I don't want to take the conversation in a different turn.
No, I'm
But
good.
it's
We're doing real talk
it is
on the real 1100.
I would say this, and this is why I have my views about it. And I'm very sensitive, and I have a very strong stance on it, because as a child, there's no more helpless feeling than to hear that and not being able to do anything about it. And so I've always been like, I haven't always been the best boyfriend going through my life. I'm not going to stand on a perfect pedestal, and I haven't always been the best husband.
Yeah.
But I will say this: nobody I've dated will say that I put my hands on them.
Exactly.
100%, because
I've been wanting to sometimes pop you and like.
you can
I can't say that.
you can
I can't say
forgive
that.
you can forgive words. You can forget what the argument was
But
about.
not
But you
physical.
cannot forget somebody putting their hands on you.
But that's
And
why
just
I
be
mean,
honest.
when it comes to mentoring and that topic itself, I was very confused and conflicted, because when you go through your collegiate years, I had a woman, I dated a woman that was super aggressive. Where you going?
He got treated like Safari
You know what I mean?
was with Nikki.
Wake up
Nah.
and we Facebook friends, so she probably gonna see this. When you wake up in the middle of the night,
What?
you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but the thing
You was wrong, girl.
No. But it was always a two-way street.
Right.
I was
Okay.
accountable for the things that I did,
Right.
as well as she was.
Nobody's
accountable
ever
for the things that
accountable
she
to
did.
abuse, though.
Right, but the problem was when you get a mother who loves her son involved.
Right.
And she would come visit me in college, and she'd be like, "What's that scratch on your face? What's
Right.
that? You know, why is your eye black? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why is your lips swollen?"
Right.
So she, no.
And my girl, and you like, you don't want to say it's your girl, but we're
Guys, we're gonna go
we're
into
gonna take a break.
commercial.
Take a deep breath, people.
break.
It got deep right
It got
quick.
deep, I know it. I wasn't ready for that. I think I'm in laughing mode. All right, guys, we will be right back.
That's more
in-
celebrity news.
We got a lot more celebrity news. All right, guys.
And confessions.
Don't be being like Usher and start confession stuff.
Well, I think it's important because I mentor teens. You know what I mean? I think it's important for teens to understand what to be
So
accountable
you guys
for.
aren't hearing a commercial, but it's a commercial playing right now.
For cool air, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
Sorry, guys.
I made some mistakes, you know what I mean?
I mean, when you're into it, I mean, you're young and immature.
It's part of growing up.
And so it's like one of those things. Like, as a child, when we're growing up in our formative years, we have certain things that we hold on to and certain things that we don't. One of the things I held on to was I didn't want to ever create an environment like that. Now, like I said, everything else, I was like, there was some other stuff like, you know, that weren't perfect, but I was like, and I'm not even claiming perfection on that issue. That was just like a really important point for me because of my experiences growing up. And so
you move up and you move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all part of
Yeah,
it.
so it you know. But you, I mean, look, she was putting her hands on you like, boy, it's hard to walk away with someone putting.
Well, no, but I was a hot mess.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I say I was a hot mess, I was a hot mess too. You know what I mean? But you're right. Nobody deserves that on any level.
Right.
So it comes from both factors.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
But Columbus Short got to get it together. Columbus Short has to get it together. He's out of pocket right now.
And so do Shawnee's. And
we are back, and you're listening to the Morning Takeover right here on the Real 1100 AM. I am your boy Silly Thoughts, and I'm sitting next to the lovely Shanisa W. and sitting across from my man Jarvis Talley, our number one fan. Self-professed number one fan. He was here on Friday with us, and he did some poetry that had women losing their mind over the weekend.
I lost my mind. Okay?
Boy, my co-host included, just lost their mind after that poetry.
Everybody.
So, we're gonna post it on our YouTube channel, so make sure you go follow our YouTube channel so you can see that
post that
poetry.
again.
Yeah, that's getting posted. I'm gonna clip that, just that poem.
Just that poem.
And just post that.
And like,
that's gonna be like 5,000 views in the
right.
first day. They're
And
like, what is this?
Let me ask you something about that. When you said close your eyes, like, were your eyes always closed during the whole thing, and you just going through it, or was your eyes open?
Normally, what I would normally do is a sniffer of Hennessy. Fedora was tilted down. I was in front of the mic, and I would pause before I would speak, and then yes.
You
Once
close your
I closed
eyes.
my eyes, and it was.
Wow.
Oh, my eyes was closed, and when I tried to open it, he'd be like,
Close your
close
eyes.
your eyes. Like, it was all sexual.
But you know what? The timing. What I loved about the timing of that was when you're going through, and I mean, you had a lot of tricky phrases, and you had a rhythm to it, and then you can almost get to a point where like, am I really closing my eyes? And you try to crack them jaws, and you like, close your eyes. Oh, I'm supposed to keep them closed. And so it was really good because I'm always a fan of good public speaking, and whether it's spoken word or whether it's a sermon or whether it's just like Obama, and crowd control is paramount to a good public speaker, and that. You controlled everything. I mean, people were in the chat room going, my eyes closed too. They can't even listen. I was like,
He was going to be inboxing, like, my eyes are closed while I'm inboxing. Excuse any remarkable errors.
It was just X's and J's and T's all over the chat room. They was closing their eyes trying to type and everything. I'm like, what's really going on?
Yeah, we love it though. Y'all know we like to bring people on here that's gonna, bring us some good stuff. And we just love it. We get everybody on here. All right, guys. Portia Williams from Housewives. You guys know she's pregnant. She's expecting a baby. As soon as I put it, everybody was like, "Who's the baby?" By. And I know who the guy is. I think he's a real estate investor.
Okay.
But everybody, as soon as I put it, nobody cared that she was pregnant. It was like, "Who's the guy?" So yeah. So anyway, congrats to her.
She had a
miscarriage
miscarriage
6 years ago, and she was a little nervous. So she had mixed emotions. It was like, okay, I'm pregnant, but hold on, wait, like my last pregnancy, I had a miscarriage. So she was scared, and she said going to the first doctor appointment, really like, and hearing and seeing the baby, the sonogram, that's what made her really wrap her mind around being a mommy, because it still hadn't really hit her. And her boyfriend, Dennis McKinley, is the daddy.
Okay.
This is both of their first child.
Okay, that's good.
She says she's been praying for a baby for a while.
Right.
She's happy to be sharing this blessing with someone who is just as happy as she is. She told him on his birthday, she's like, I'm pregnant. And she was like, he was just as happy as she was. You know how some of those pregnancy things go, you be like, I'm pregnant. They be like, is it mine?
The room be silent. You be like, you pregnant?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
You pregnant?
Well, I mean, that's like the worst thing a woman can do. It was almost like she was purposely trying to get pregnant. You know how much pressure that is for a man?
Yeah. So
I'm happy for her.
She said she's been praying for it, and she's so happy to be sharing it with him.
And when I saw the picture, I realized how far along she was before she waited to release it, because when you have a miscarriage, you get a little gun shy on the second one because you don't want to announce too early because you could have another one.
Right.
So she's probably about 4 or 5 months at least. 'Cause the way she was bumped, she had a little bump too.
What
She's probably about 4 or 5
they
months.
drinking? What kind of water they drinking on Housewives? Because Kenya pregnant, she pregnant. I mean, who next? Everybody just gonna be
They're
pregnant.
probably drinking behind Kim Zolak. You know, she like a, you know, she like a
Everybody
Catholic.
drinking
She like a Catholic rabbit.
Everybody drinking some stuff.
She
I'm
just
like,
be
what?
getting it in.
Oh my God. But I'm so happy for her. She
Yeah.
says her dream has come true. She said this is the sweetest moment of her life.
Mm-hmm.
She told her boyfriend on his birthday, like I told you. And, you know, she just couldn't be happier. And it does make you feel good, I guess. Like if you're excited about this baby and then you tell him and he's just as excited. This is their first child. So she was like, they're building their family. And congrats, girl. I'm loving it.
Congrats.
I'm loving it. I don't want none of y'all water from Housewives, but yeah, I don't want none of y'all water because I don't know what y'all
So
drinking.
do you think that she wanted the future of a child, or do you think she just wanted to have a child? I mean,
Boy, that's a loaded question right there.
because she's busy.
Okay.
She's all, she is very busy. And she
A
has
nanny.
everything.
She got her nanny.
Yeah, but is that
Is the show gonna last? Because
You know
remember
what I'm
we've talked about on this show.
Now that she's
That
pregnant,
the ratings,
like,
I mean, that's another storyline, but
That's
the ratings
another-
on that show has been going down
Yeah, it has
over the
been.
past couple of years, and so they're tenuous, but they just got re-upped, so Bravo's trying to get something out of it. So that's actually pretty good for Bravo for her to be
Kenya
pregnant.
and yeah,
They
so
could probably be
congrats,
all-
girl. We gotta
yeah.
get into this last story, Lord
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, Drake has sued a woman who has accused him of rape and false pregnancy.
Oh yeah,
Drake says he met the woman last year on a concert in England.
I'm sure.
He said they hooked up at his hotel room, where he says they had consensual sex, and that she even voluntarily did fellatio. Can I say that?
Fellatio, yeah,
Okay.
that's a technical
So
term.
not only was it not rape, he said they both wanted it,
Right.
and she even volunteered to do some things. So Drake said she became ballistic when he sent her home rather than taking her on tour with him. Well, you think you gonna meet him and just go on tour with him?
Can I give some people some advice? If you a one-hitter quitter with a celebrity, you ain't finna go on tour with them, okay? I'm gonna get that out free for you. That's free. That's free from me to you.
Like,
That's free
why did
advice.
she even think she was going? Like, why'd you even think you was going? So he said she went ballistic when he was like, you gotta go home and I'm finishing my tour.
Bye.
So the lawsuit contains...
Appreciate it.
Right. You know, I appreciate you for last night, but I gotta go.
He go and tip.
What does she think? She's his immediate new girlfriend? Like,
Apparently.
Okay, so it gets deeper. So the lawsuit contains a number of text messages. Her name is Layla.
Okay.
That she sent to him following weeks. And she would send him messages like, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. All this kind of stuff. And Drake said she created a fantasy relationship in her mind.
I'm sure.
She said, Drake said when he got those texts, he wouldn't even respond. He said he ain't had the patience. And he was just like, I don't respond. I don't have the energy. I ain't got the patience to even respond.
So he ghosted her.
Because she in this fantasy relationship by herself. So she gets mad and she posts on Instagram that she's pregnant. And this is what she says. So I guess men are still going out here getting women pregnant and stop answering their phones. According to the lawsuit, she is going to leak text messages from Drake.
Right.
So we might see on some celebrity stuff. We might share it with someone. We might
Oh,
text us. But I got more to it. She made good on her threat. She went on Sirius XM and announced that she was pregnant by him. She hired an attorney to get money. She wants to start getting money from him.
I'm sure. Can't get
the
love.
suit
What's the next
claims-
best thing?
The
Money.
suit claims that she is refusing to take a paternity test.
I'm
though.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Drake says the whole thing is a scam. But how you gonna expect money from a man?
Exactly.
And it's no paternity
But
test.
do you think she knew exactly what she was doing from beginning?
Oh, yeah, he's
from the day
supposed-
that she.
I don't-
Men, I need you to be a little bit more responsible. The ladies are being scandalous,
Right.
but men, I need y'all to. These women, when you get with them after these concerts, they thinking, "Oh, I'm finally with such and such," and then they want that stuff to carry on. They
I
will
feel
keep
some Prince,
texting you.
Glenn.
They about to keep texting
Scandalous.
you, and they are going to come. So I think our entertainment men, rappers,
Yeah,
everything.
but-
I think what you guys need to do is stop taking these little chicks back to the.
No, that ain't gonna
No.
happen. That ain't
All right.
gonna happen.
If
Okay,
you think
calm
about
down.
you think about like
calm
Eric.
down, Shanti.
All right,
Calm
all right.
down.
Y'all need to
All right.
stop
Calm
with
down.
these skeezers.
Okay.
Calm
Like
down.
Eric-
That ain't gonna end.
You think about like
Stop
Erica
with these
Badu.
skeezers.
You think about Erica Badu and Rihanna or Lil Kim and people like that.
Hustlers, that's what my
don't you think
grandmother
that they have jump offs?
Yeah, I'm
You
sure
know,
they
don't
got.
you think they have men that come in and do what we call fluffers back in the day? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
What'd you say? What?
Fluffers.
Like Lil
What's
Kim.
a fluffer?
A male toy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That handles
Yeah.
business for you, but you ain't really got no relationship.
Right.
They just,
But in her mind, she got a
Send you out
fantasy
on stage,
relationship.
relax.
2 words for her: fatal
Fantasy.
attraction.
She got a
Fatal
yeah.
attraction. So she created that in her mind, and that's the 2 words that I would have is like when Dave Chappelle put that spoof on his show about having a love contract. I think that needs to be real. I think that needs to be real.
We got one more
I
topic
am
for
entering
you
in
all.
this in my own free will. Okay, make them sign that before I do anything.
Before you do
As
anything.
old folks used to say, don't put your thing in that.
So we know the Super Bowl is going to be in Atlanta, right?
ATL, yeah.
And we're excited about it. Waka Flocka is upset because he feels the NFL picked the wrong act for halftime. They chose, what is it, Maroon 5?
Maroon 5, yeah.
He's upset. He said the NFL decision to get somebody mainstream instead of getting an Atlanta rapper, he's not feeling. He was like, Atlanta has a lot of talent.
It does.
He's like, to get them, he was like, then he says, tell us why the Colin Kaepernick movement could have influenced the halftime, and says the NFL just plain with their tone deaf.
That has nothing to do. Those 2 things don't have anything to do with one another. The NFL
Yeah, say it right. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, the NFL understands their total viewing population, not just one city. So in Atlanta, that would be great to have Atlanta musicians and artists as part of the halftime show. If it was an Atlanta Falcons game, exactly. But this is a Super Bowl. This gets 300 million people watching it worldwide, and all of them don't know Atlanta-based rappers. And so, but Maroon 5 is a bigger
I don't
act.
even know.
And they need something that's more palatable for their corporate sponsors. They're spending millions upon millions of dollars to put ads on this show, and so they had to understand they're gonna go corporate. They're not gonna go Atlanta.
So yeah,
No.
so Waka, he basically said that it's disrespecting the players and fans. He gives a full halftime list of who he thinks should show up and go hard in the paint.
Well, no.
He said can go hard in the paint.
But yeah,
Oh, they are?
yeah,
Okay.
they're performing.
Okay.
So they're gonna do something. But
And they asked Cardi B a while back, they was like, will you ever perform for Super Bowl? And she said, not until they let Colin Kaepernick back in.
no, that wasn't gonna happen.
That one.
Yeah, that check got
So-
big. That check
That's-
cleared.
yeah.
He
That check
says-
cleared. She got paid for that.
So
that
Waka is
Lamborghini.
trying to bring it all together. He says,
Think
he's like, he feels that, I don't get this. Yeah, the Colin Kaepernick movement could have influenced the halftime. Do you think he's just grabbing for things to pick?
He was. I mean, and I get it, but yeah, they're not gonna acknowledge Colin Kaepernick that much by having him as part of anything. His movement as part of the halftime show.
He said there's
They
so
did enough by
much
releasing that
talent.
statement.
Yeah, he said there's so much talent here in Atlanta, he can't believe that they, couldn't get
I
it.
can believe it.
So, yeah, I mean,
Atlanta talent's not
NFL,
corporate. Like
Yeah.
Young Thug and Future and all of them, they're talented, but they're not corporate.
They be picking people like Beyonce.
Yeah.
They might pick.
Yeah. They
They not
corporate
gonna. Yeah. I mean, it's sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we're out of
Hi,
time.
guys.
That's quick
I
again.
am Shanisa W on Instagram, Shanisa Whitehead on Facebook.
And my man.
All right, I'm Mr. Tally, and you can find me on MrTally.com or Mr. Tally on Facebook as well.
You know what it is. And I am Silly Thoughts. That's SILLE Thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can always follow the show. We are the Morning Takeover
Why are you
radio
laughing?
show. I was laughing at the song. Morning Takeover radio show on Facebook. We're the Morning Takeover on Instagram. We're the Morning Takeover Atlanta on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, please.
Subscribe. Are you? Did you do it yet?
I'm already subscribed.
Okay,
I'm a number one
okay.
fan.
He's
Right.
our number one fan. Come on
Number
now.
one fan.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I got it. Love
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna start
All right,
banging on the
guys.
door in the middle of the week.
All right, guys, we will be back
Bust some windows
tomorrow.
out.
We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday.
Yes, yep.
And you know Taco Tuesday has nothing to do with those tacos.
That's right.
It's
It's tequila
margaritas.
Tuesday. It's tequila Tuesday.
Tequila Tuesday. That's
Tequila
what,
Tuesday.
so guys, see you on Tuesday. Oh, we listening to Gucci. Y'all know.
Oh,
Hey.
y'all jamming.
Well, y'all can't hear the music.
They can't hear.
Yeah,
It's Gucci.
No, it made my morning, man.
We rock it out to Gucci.
No, they don't real.
Hey.
Oh, I'm just mixing my words.
Hmm?
See, I have to take these off because I start singing, really thinking I'm singing and thinking y'all can't
that's
hear it, but then.
Yeah.
Yeah, lipstick.
Looks, I know, I always do.
Okay. That is it.
Yo,
People.
glasses.
All right.
Oh.
Man.